Welcome to the show, everyone. Karen Bonafilio, Inner Realms, Outer Journeys. We have Anthony Mikolojeski back on. How'd I do with your name?
You nailed it right on the spot. Yes.
I'm so glad because I know what it's like when people say your name wrong. My dogs are really excited for Anthony today. Well, so am I. So am I. But my dogs, stop it, Maddie, are really excited. And you know what, you guys? They tattled on me to Anthony. Anthony, what did they say to you today about me?
They said that you were leaving in and out yesterday and didn't give them enough attention. They were excited to, yep, see, there's the confirmation.
Maddie, stop it. Okay. Yeah.
Oh, I mean, you can't make this stuff up, but I
No,
mean, animals love me, and every time I come on, your dogs go ballistic.
they do. They do, especially Maddie. She just goes crazy.
Well, they
Well,
get excited to want to communicate. So, but thank you so much for bringing me on the show again. I really appreciate it.
hey, I keep telling you, you're one of my faves, but I tell that to everybody because everybody's my fave, but you are. Well, sweetie, for the people that don't know you, tell us a little bit about yourself before we start with our Q&A.
Sure. I'm Anthony Mikolojeski. I go as the Asheville medium, which is much easier to remember than my last name. And you're able to find me on the internet very easily. My website's asheville.medium.com. I am a full professional psychic medium. I'm also a teacher, a sound healer. I have a certification in past life regression. I also, I'm registered through the School of Mysticism through James von Prague. I've studied with some prominent mediums around the world who teach this, such as Mavis Patilla and James von Prague and Tony Stockwell, just to name a few. And I've been to the Arthur Findlay College in Stansted, England, and to advance my mediumship there. That is the school to go for psychic science and physics and mediumship. And so it's a really special place, and I loved it. I can't wait to go back. So I live in Western North Carolina. I live in the mountains. I also teach, so I'll be teaching in Lilydale this year. This summer. Yep, and I'll be in Colorado in July. So if you're interested in my classes, you can go to my 2026 events page and my website, and tickets and information are all there.
Anthony, you have this really impressive resume. You really do. As you're talking about it, I mean, you've done a lot and studied with some heavy hitters. And I know you're the real deal, seriously. And I would just encourage you to keep coming west. You know, once you get to Colorado, Oregon's not that far away, and Portland's got it going on. We have a huge spiritual community here. So,
well, I would love to come. You all would love to invite me. I'll get on that plane and come out.
yeah, well, we can make it happen. Seriously.
Sure,
Yeah.
I'd love to.
Okay, I would love to have you. And Kelly has stayed in my extra bedroom. You're welcome to stay in my extra bedroom and you have your own bath. But I have a tiny house and dogs, so you have to know that.
I have my babies at home, so I love all animals. So I'm good.
I'm going to tell you a quick story. Sorry, guys, but I want to tell him and you. Kelly, the producer of the show, y'all know Kelly Brickle. We all love her. She is a cat person, and she's never really been around dogs or had dogs. And so here she comes to my very vocal dogs. And my quiet little dog, Bean, just loved Kelly so much. They were just little babes. Yeah, she made a friend. Oh, Chrissy wants you to go to Utah. Hey, Chrissy, we're trying for Oregon, but Utah's not far either. And hi to everybody. So Anthony's going to take mediumship questions. I don't know, you doing psychic or just medium, Anthony?
I'll do both, actually. Yeah. Mhm.
Oh, good. I have
Yeah.
sex. Um, and then I'm going to write down questions, and he's going to go to who he's drawn to. So
Okay.
let me scroll and see if I see anything. And I don't see anybody asking a question yet.
Mhm.
Hmm. So, Anthony, you can go to anybody you're drawn to, or give me a
Well,
little.
yeah, I'll go indirect. I tend to work from over here just so
Okay.
everyone's watching. If I'm looking away from the screen, it's just how I work. So,
And
um,
hello, everyone.
but I'll go indirect. So I have a gentleman who steps in immediately. I know that he is like a contractor. Um, I know he did plumbing because I could see him bending over the sink, underneath the sink. Um, I know that he's a father. He makes me aware that he has a family. I know he has a daughter. And let's see, I mentions. Yeah, he is a tradesman that does everything. Um, I also kind of get the impression too that I would have felt like he wasn't home all the time. Let's see. There might have I'm going to say there might have been a separation in the family where the parents were separated or divorced, or they were in the process of that. Um, and I do know he makes me aware that there were some definitely some struggling issues at home with mom. And I know that there would have been, how do I put this to be gentle, but I would have known that mom would have had some psychological issues in and out throughout her life. Um, and so dad makes me aware of that. Does that resonate with anyone that
You
is,
know, no one has chimed in that resonates with them.
no?
Yeah, I've
Okay.
been watching the
Um,
feed.
I know he's a father, so I mean, it could be a father or it could be a grandfather. And because I know it's back in time, it's a time away, it's not nothing recent. um, um, and I know that also they don't live in the city, they live in like a smaller town or rural area. It's a very small community kind of thing. um, and And I kind of get that dad would have had a heart issue. I feel there's something with the heart and also possibly a stroke that would have taken him much later in his life. And I also do know that he would have smoked too for a while. Um, so I just get that. Does anybody resonate with that?
Let's just put that on the back burner. Maybe
Sure,
someone's going to be coming in later, and I don't
sure.
know. But I do have a couple people that have asked some things.
Okay, well, let me just say to those people, if it clicks and it comes, please let me know, because sometimes even if you can't take all of it, if you could take say 90% of it, please
Mhm.
raise your hand, because I could be off on a couple details or misinterpreting a couple things. So um, anyway, a good man though, a really good man. I just want to tell you.
Do you want to repeat just the information one more time to see if it resonates before we move on?
Sure. I get a gentleman who's kind of like a general contact contractor, excuse me. I also feel too that he would have done plumbing, like he's under the sink. I see him under the sink, laying under the sink working. And the heart kind of has a rhythmic issue. So I know it's either I have a heart murmur or I have something wrong with my heart, because I know that that's what takes my life. I know that I kind of get the impression that they possibly could have, him and his wife would have been separated, or maybe divorced, or there was a separation at one time. But I feel that there are some, I'm just going to say with mom, I feel there's some psychological stuff going on, and I can't put my finger on it, because whenever I get the cloud, or like a clouding over my face, that's when I know that someone's not able to, process things. And she could be medicated too. Mom could have been medicated to get that kind of, maybe out of body kind of, feeling, but that's what I feel.
May I interrupt, Anthony?
Yes.
Charlene can
Yes.
take this.
Oh,
Charlene.
wonderful. I'm glad that you can take this. So good. And she can understand all this information. Yes.
She says, I understand it.
Okay, great. I want you to know, now Charlene does not live there anymore. I understand from what I hear, that she has moved from where she grew up. Okay. And I almost feel it's out of state. And if not, there was a time when you lived out of state, but you don't live where you grew up. So what I'm hearing from this gentleman is that at this moment right now in your life, Charlene, there's a hesitation with moving forward. I kind of get that there's some decisions that have to be made, because he's telling me that he's around you and trying to help you to make the right decision. Now, I almost kind of feel that there's a fear of maybe not having enough financial income to do this move, or am I going to be able to make it when I move? It has to do with finances. I'm just going to let you know that is going to work out perfectly fine for you for your move, and he says it's time. So this has been on the back burner for a while. Do you understand all that, please?
She has been affirming what you have been saying.
Okay, good.
She knows he's around. She's also a medium too.
Oh, interesting. Okay. Well, the move for you is going to be so much better. And I just feel where you're at right now, it's just, to me, it's not working. I don't know if it's to me, it's just the energy of the environment, but it just seems to be like you need a totally different change. And I know that there's a part of your life that you're leaving as well. So if that makes sense to you as well, like you're leaving a part of your life that you are like, okay, it's time to like put that in the past and move forward. Okay. So follow your heart. Okay.
Charlene, so glad that that all came in for you. That was really quite beautiful.
Okay, wonderful. I believe it is like your father. So I'm just going to say that he says he's just so proud of you to know that you're doing something so different than the rest of the family. And you just have to know that you're being embraced here on the other side. Okay. So I leave that with you. Okay?
That's beautiful.
Yeah.
Hey, Heidi, good to see you. Anthony, Karen Boyce would like a psychic question from you. What's coming up for her in the next few months?
Okay. And what's her name again?
Karen Boyce.
Karen. Okay. Yeah. Well, I think there's a new job position that's being offered. And it's almost like you're kind of finishing off on some of the details, or something's being finished off on the details. But I know it's a new opportunity. I know that it's been something that you've been wanting. I feel like there's a desire, because I see the word desire. So it's definitely it's coming about, and I think so much of us right now, energetically, we've been kind of holding back. A lot of people have been, just kind of stuck, emotionally, with all the energy floating around the planet right now. And it hasn't been good energy, obviously, but we get caught up in our head, and then we also get caught up in emotions, and then we're kind of we step out of ourselves sometimes. And I really feel at this point you've been kind of stepping back or stepping out of yourself, not being able to move forward. But now I feel the energy, the momentum, like you have applied yourself. So now whatever that you want right now, you can focus on. Because I just feel like you've been sitting in the sidelines for a while and you're bored. And being bored and frustrated is not good. So
no, that's not.
Does that make any sense?
Yeah. Does that resonate with you, Karen? Hi, Michael. Good to have you. Hey, Stacia. She's not coming back on. So, Karen, I hope that resonated for you. Okay. I have a question for you, Anthony, and it's from Tracy B. And she'd like to know if her mom has a message for her.
Okay. And this is Tracy.
Yeah, I'm going to back up the truck a minute. Sure. Karen says, I've been through some horrendous energy and you're spot on. I struggled moving forward, and yes, I am bored. Well, Anthony's the real deal.
Yeah, all that's changing. I just feel now, back to you, Karen. I'm just going to say, there's just this. I get like a spark of energy, and someone just kicked you in the rear out the door. It's just like it's time to go, and it's the pity party's over. So.
Oh God, that's great.
Okay, so
Tracy wants to know if her mom has a message for her.
Yes. Well, first of all, Tracy, she wants to. Your mom steps forward. She makes me first of all aware of how you handled taking care of her needs. She wants me to thank you immediately. Now, I feel that she must have been sick for some time, and I know it was an on and off situation, and then it got progressively worse. And I also feel too that there could have been maybe a misdiagnosis in her illness. There could have been something else coming up. And I almost get the impression she must have had trouble speaking, because I just asked her to tell me, and she says I was having trouble communicating at one particular time, and that was with you. And she says that I'm doing really great here. Of course, she doesn't have any of those ailments there in spirit. She's doing wonderful. There's pictures of her where she almost kind of looks like a movie star. And when because she's taking me to a time when she was younger, and there's like these, I would say, professional photographs of her, because she's posing. I see her posing in these photographs, and she says, that's where I am in here in spirit. I'm in this luxurious spotlight, and she's just back to trying to tell me that she's back to her health and
good.
And vivaciousness, now let's see what she has to say about something. She's been around you. Okay. There must have been recently where you acquired some heavy drapes for your home, because I see these really heavy drapes being put in. I don't know if they're to block the sun out or they're nightshades or whatever, but I feel they're really heavy curtains. And she wants me to let you know that that she's been around when you were, they must have just been put in. Does that make any sense to you? And if they're not curtains, are they blinds? But they're to block the sun out. And that's in your home.
She's giving you verification on the other things about her mom having emphysema and that she modeled, but she hasn't.
Oh, she modeled? Mm-hmm. Oh, great. See, that's where the photography came in. Yes, where she's feeling very glamorous.
Yeah.
Wonderful. Well, I'm glad I'm communicating with her. Let's see what else she has to say. Let's see.
Anthony, she bought some curtains for her son's room.
Oh, very good. Are they blackout? They must be blackout curtains or to black out the sun, because she, wonderful. Well, she wants me to let you know that at that time she was with you. And actually you were thinking about her or talking about her in conversation when those curtains were going up a few times through the day, she says. Now, I know. What else did she say? Oh, she says, yeah. Okay, wonderful. Now, I know she comes to you in your dreams, and she also talks about the vacations that you went on together. And there's more traveling for you coming up, and she's going to be on those trips with you.
Oh,
and there's one of the trips that she wants to say that you've been to before, but you're going back. And I kind of feel like it's a special place where you and your mom were there together. And she just wants me to say to you that I'm going to be with you there, dear. I will give you a sign that I'm there. So be aware of the sign. You know, you might want to look.
She's going to Alaska.
Oh, wonderful. There's going to be something that I think has her mom's name on it, or some type of signage that reminds you of your mother, and it's going to be like an aha moment. And so you're going to correlate either it's a saying or it's your mom's name. There's something that is connected with your mom. That's what she says, and it's on a sign. Like, I don't usually get that in a reading, but it's vivid. Like, it stops you in your tracks, and it's going to be on the trip, and just so that'll be confirming to let you know that she's there with you. Your mother used to have some quite a unique sayings, and so I kind of feel like it's a saying on a sign or visually on a board or something. There's some kind of sayings that she used to always use that are still in your head. So, but they're very unusual sayings. I don't know how to explain it. Okay, so I just want to leave that with you there. You must look like her as well. She says there's a very strong resemblance. And she just wants me to let you know that she's extremely happy that you are finally happy in your life. Like, you're super happy in your life. And I mean, it's just, you know, through the course of feeling comfortable with oneself and finding the right person in your life, that kind of thing. So she's very aware of all of that. Okay. And, she's British, because I don't know, when I was speaking, I kind of like started to, you know, I lived in England for a while. So anyway, wonderful. Well, I leave that with you. She sends her love. She's around you all the time, and look for those signs.
Anthony, that was beautiful.
Yeah, thank you. She's
it was. Yes. Okay, I'm going to read, Heidi, I'm going to read what you wrote. I don't know if I'm going to be able to interpret this. Okay, this is from Heidi.
Yes.
I found my self-healing path by coming across some info on human design and numerology after recently having a slight aha moment. Personal year 9, human design and numerology. I'm not sure what the question is, Heidi.
Okay, well, 9s in numerology, I'll just tell you, means you're coming, you know, you're finishing part of your life, which means are a life pattern. Okay. That's a good thing. I mean,
I'm laughing at what Heidi said.
Oh, what did she say?
She's an ADHD squirrel today.
Yeah, so this is a time
There's
of
there's
change.
her question, Anthony. Am I on the right path to self-healing? That's her question.
Well, I think you're still exploring. I don't think you've really actually found what you're really wanting to look for. That's kind of what I get. I mean, um, you know, let me put it to you this way. We can have a lot of serious things that have happened to us in our lives, right? Some people have had more traumatic situations through family or maybe relationships. And, um, we can look back at those things and beat ourselves up and keep reliving those experiences, which really, takes away our joy in our life going forward. So it's really important to know that, you're not the only one that has gone through these really traumatic things. And, we can't change anything in the past. We really can't. And we can only work on the present. We can only work on ourselves.
Mhm.
So those lessons, I always say to people when, my clients, well, what did you learn from this experience of either the loss of this, your soul partner, or this abuse, or maybe, you had a loving husband and he was perfect and you lost him, and you're like, what did I learn from that? What did that teach me? And what I can really say to you is that, everyone benefits from lessons from these experiences, because we're in the planet's Earth, which is our school, and the spirit world's our home.
Exactly.
So, yeah. So this is our school. So we're here to learn. And sometimes those lessons have to be really harsh for us to really learn. If everything was easy, we wouldn't learn anything. So you're still kind of healing from some of this past, okay? I would say the best thing that I can say to you is own it, okay? Because you know what you want in your life differently, or you know what you don't want to happen again, right? And that's huge, to know the difference and to be more aware going forward in life. Or like somebody will have like maybe an illness or a skin disease, or like I have eczema, okay? And that'll flare up every once in a while, right? And I'm self-conscious of it, and I get angry, and I'm like, why is this happening to me? And and it's embarrassing, because you're like, oh my gosh, But I'll tell you, if I own it and say, okay, I have eczema and I'm okay to treat it, and I'm okay, it's going to be a flare up every once in a while. I'm owning the responsibility. And so therefore, I'm not going into the frustration and the emotional attachment to it. And you will, by owning a lesson or owning a physical situation, it's not going to affect you as much, because you're looking at it from a witness perspective versus being the victim. Okay. So
awesome.
yeah. And the more that you kind of program yourself to think that way or react that way, it's not going to have as such an impact when something triggers you, or maybe an illness triggers you or something. I hope that's helpful.
She's loving everything you're saying. And Anthony, that is so true, because I think I was hospitalized a couple weeks ago, and I just didn't go down that road. It was just a bump in the road for me, and I didn't go into the fear of what it might have been or could have been. You know, you got to be very careful about what you're thinking about those things.
Exactly.
Yeah.
And again, it's so important not to beat yourself up and go, I allowed this to happen, or maybe I made a mistake, and maybe I was part of the problem, and somebody else was part of the problem too. But once you've learned those mistakes and you say to yourself, well, I'm never going to do that again, rather than reliving the trauma of it and the experience and taking the joy out of your life, just put it aside, put it in the past, and focus on the world that you want to live in. I think it's really important. So I hope that's helpful.
Anthony, well, I'm looking, and there's not a lot of questions. So
okay. So do you want me to just pull somebody in here? Okay.
Yeah,
so
I want to know what's going to happen to me.
Okay. Well, I've got a lady here who is dying to come in, who used to be a teacher. A lady, yes. And I do know, she makes me aware she was a teacher. She's like, I'm a teacher. Okay. And I know she's a grandmother and a mother. They have she comes from a large family, so I know there's a large family here. I think she would have been gone. She shows me 10 years. So I'm thinking 10 years ago that she would have passed. I get the impression that she lived, I'm being shown into her 90s, maybe like 92 years old, which is a pretty good life, right? Mm-hmm. I am getting the impression that she would have taught grade school and then maybe high school.
That's a huge difference.
Well, I think she started off there and then moved to high school because she got tired of sorry, she doesn't want to be with the 7th and 8th graders anymore. She's like, that's just too much. She goes, I'd rather get in high school.
Yeah, rampant hormones in junior high.
And I also kind of feel I know that history and English are really, I think she would have taught both. So does that resonate with anyone?
Yeah, can anyone take that?
Grandmother or mom, but I feel she's more of older lady. Mm-hmm.
Yeah. Teacher.
No one yet, huh?
Nope, no one's chiming in. But I don't know. Somebody did chime into the others, so there's a lot of talk going on in this thread today.
Right. And sometimes somebody is busy doing other things and they come back. So maybe they, I know that when people are watching, sometimes they're doing other things. Let's see, what other information could I get? She's very organized. She likes things extremely clean in her house, and don't ever make a mess. I can tell you that.
She's a Virgo.
She is. She's got her stuff in order, and everything has its place. And you don't touch her things like her china or her little. I think they're like. Oh gosh, they're like. What are those things called? Those little porcelain figures. She has these porcelain figures. Don't touch them, she says. Like Hummels, or like that just came to mind, and Hummels never come in my reading, I'm just going to tell you, but I feel it's like a Hummel or
I love Hummels. They're beautiful.
Yeah, but I just don't get that, and that's a new thing you're just showing me. So
a couple of people are kind of picking up on it. Stacia, but her grandma was not a teacher, and then I can't say this, Kelly. I can take a lot of it, but not a traditional teacher, but taught. She was a tutor.
Okay, that's the same thing as a teacher. But did she? Would she have been a tutor for like grade school and high school? Because I just feel, the angel figurine.
Okay, that's Stacia, and her grandma was not a teacher. Because we got two different people chiming in right now.
Okay, this person has those porcelain figures, and I just feel like I know they're expensive. Don't touch them. uh,
Sounds like a Hummel. Mm-hmm.
yeah, and I don't really think she had them in a case. That's why she had them out, so they're not to be played with. You understand? And she would have had a dog as well, so you would recognize the dog that she had.
Oh, that's important.
Hmm. And let's see. And there's some significance with the person that I'm supposed to communicate with Valentine's Day. There's some significance because she just showed me Valentine's Day, and there's a celebration around that. So that also is important. Anything else? I'm kind of looking while I'm connecting. Did she say anything yet?
Well, Kelly, I just gotta say your name because I can't say that word. A tutor for boys in high school. She was a librarian for a little bit and helped them with reading and writing and other things.
Okay, so she was a tutor in high school. Well, tutor is just like a teacher. I mean, you're teaching somebody.
Mm-hmm.
When we go to Arthur Finley College, they're called tutors. They're not called teachers. So so yeah, does she understand the figurines and everything? And don't touch my things. I'm very organized. Also, Valentine's Day, again, she brings up Valentine's Day, very significant. There's something around Valentine's Day that's significant that she shows me. And I almost hear that there's a birthday around Valentine's Day. That's because I asked her and she said birthday.
Stacia or Kelly, does that ring true to either of you? Either of you?
Now, I also, yes.
Kelly says, yes, very organized. She let me touch them, but she had them in a cabinet.
Oh, had them in the cabinet. Okay. I saw a cabinet, but then I saw them out. So, okay. So I think that this is for her, for Kelly. Okay. She also worked in the yard too. So I think she had like flowers and some vegetables as well. Because I see her hands getting dirty and she's in the dirt. So, and she also talks about the farm. So there was a farm in the past with this lady's life, and you would understand the farm growing up or visiting the farm. Okay. What else can I say?
She's validating the flowers and the vegetables, but she can't take the farm.
Can't take the farm. It must have been in a farming area, maybe, or rural area, because I just see that there's a farm maybe nearby. I just see like there's a farm. That's me. Anyway, I'll skip over it, keep going. Now, let's see. And her name is Kelly, right?
Yes.
Okay. And is this a Kelly that is the producer Kelly, or is this somebody else?
The producer Kelly.
That's what I thought. Okay, because they're saying it's Kelly. Okay. Yeah. So the biggest message for you, Kelly, is that going forward, she's telling me to be able for you to trust again in love. Okay. And you're at that stage where I think you are wanting to go forward in that direction with a relationship, or to, open your heart a little more for that in your life. And that's been closed off for a bit. Okay. And she says, I've been helping you. I'm going to be helping you find the right person to be with. Okay. That's how I'm going to leave it.
I think Kelly's married.
Okay.
I think. Oh,
Well, there's something to do with opening your heart more in a relationship, and that's I know it's very, very personal, but there's just something that needs to expand, and now there's a time where she's ready to do that because I have to trust with what I'm hearing.
she says she understands, Anthony, and thank
Okay.
you.
Okay.
Thank you
Wonderful.
for the encouragement of the love message and opening of the heart.
Oh, good, because it's going to open like your heart to not only that a relationship, but so many others, and just
Ooh.
pick and choose who you're going to be around, carefully, set your boundaries. It's all good. Boundaries are good. So she sends her love, and she wants me to just let you know that she's so much part of your life, and you're so much like her. Like, I know you don't do well. Yeah, you are a lot like her. She says so. Yeah, we will leave it there. Okay.
Okay, got a question for you, Anthony,
Yes.
from Michael Christopher. He's always open for a message from his guides. And Kelly says thank you.
Okay. Oh, you're welcome, Kelly. Michael Christopher.
Michael Christopher.
Okay. Do I know Michael Christopher?
You possibly do. He's on.
He's a medium.
Yeah, he's a medium.
Okay. Wonderful. Hi, Michael. Okay. Let's see. A message from your guides. Well, I can tell you that you've been really kind of reevaluating yourself. I almost kind of feel like you're wanting. Of course, we're all wanting to be better, as spirits. But I feel like you have some remorse of maybe some decisions or things that you maybe have done, in the past. And maybe it's like your outlook on life more so, or maybe and there also is there was a chip on the shoulder like of something that happened to you in the past that you have finally let go of. I can just tell you, I can feel the release of it. Um, and it's something that you should be very proud of because you've been working on it and you've been, really trying to push yourself and get out of some old habits. That's kind of and they're habits from the past, but they still sometimes come up to the forefront and you also have a lot of I'm going to say in the spirit guide that I connect with is Native American, and so there's a lot of the Native American spiritual reflection or how you look at the world, and it seems like more of that is being introduced into your work. And I can relate to that as well because I have shamanism that I've studied and from a Lakota spiritual advisor for 5 years. So I understand the unfoldment but it just seems like you're trying to refine your personal life and also your mediumship. So, well, they always go hand in hand, but I feel like there's this constant balance that you're trying to do, and you're doing a good job of it. But it's really about the inner reflection of how you look at the world now. So it's a better thing. So I get a thumbs up on it.
And Anthony, he's saying, I do occasionally look back with regret. Yes, I have released a feeling of not being good enough in many areas.
Oh, see, how wonderful. Well, I can tell you, you've been really working on it in the past professionally, but now you're so working on it yourself. And I have to applaud you because the spirit world's applauding you. And which will really
Oh,
help release a lot of this is some drumming. I don't know if you do drumming or I just see drumming around you, but really hard drumming will help release some of that ick, that you kind of feel like you need to just have it come out some way. It'll release it. Okay. Um,
that's a great suggestion. And
yeah.
he plays drums.
What's that?
He plays drums.
Oh, does he really?
Like
Oh, wow. Imagine that. You think I was psychic or something.
I
Anyway.
love your laugh, Anthony. Your laugh makes me laugh.
Oh, wow. Well, thank you. I
Yeah,
like to laugh, and I like
me too.
life is, even life is too serious. We have to be having more joy in our life, so.
I agree.
So, Michael, hopefully that was helpful for you. I think that right now you're in a inner reflective, going within kind of time period, and I think a lot of people are really going through that. But we're all trying to, we're all evolving as humans right now, because I think there's a lot of energy downloading on the planet
I
that's
agree.
to be moving us into a different way of looking at life and looking at each other. And no kind of transformation is ever easy. For some of us, it's we're waiting for everybody
Oh,
else to catch up, but
whew.
it's happening. So there you go.
He
Okay.
says, thank you so much.
You're welcome.
No, Michael, that was beautiful, wasn't it? It really was.
Yeah, maybe Michael, we could do a show together, because I know that sometimes you do it, and
Do it, Michael.
yeah, that'd be great.
Anthony's a
We
real
could,
deal.
we
You
could
know,
be the two bald guys.
I want to see the bow tie though.
Okay, you
Okay.
got it. You might not see it though. I don't know. I
Oh
might have
yeah, because of the
the
beard.
beard.
Yeah, that's true. Oh, Michael says absolutely. So
Okay, perfect.
I'm going to watch that show, you guys. Uh, so Stacia has a question for you.
Yes.
Um, what should I be working on with my spiritual modalities?
Okay. Well, first of all, the first thing that comes to mind for me for you is that you must be able to read pictures or get energy off of people when you shake their hands. Also, off of jewelry, the psychometry would be really great for you. And to me, for me personally, I've studied with a few people that teach psychometry, and they talk about the importance of psychometry in their mediumship, because you get in touch with your feelings and more details, and you don't have you don't have the client in front of you. You're not looking at the client, you're looking at the item, okay, or the photograph. So it's less intimidating, and you're able to work with getting into good habits of getting in with your feelings, right? Especially your solar plexus, right? And I would say, let's see, what else? Well, she's definitely psychic. And I also feel too that you must be getting short snippets or clairvoyance of things where you're able to see places or things, or snippets, like little movies of premonitions. I do feel like you get those. And also listen to your claircognizance and your gut feeling, because your inner knowing, there's just things that you just know about things or about people, and yours always right. Okay.
Hmm.
So I would say if you haven't been taking any classes yet, you should really take more classes. Um, I'll be teaching a beginner's intro to psychic development, and I teach some psychometry in that class, but I really teach you on how to work within and not have to use tools such as, cards or any other tools. And nothing wrong with tools, don't get me wrong, but I try to teach you to start working from within and understanding your clairs and how the clairs are connected to your 7 chakras and how that works. So you're able to figure out how you work in that class and what your abilities are, you see, and what you need to focus on. All right. And you can just work on those and strengthen those going forward. So I'll be teaching that at Lilydale on opening weekend. So, maybe you'll want to come. But I have several. Yeah. And but anyway, so if it's not with me, for somebody else, but really get into some classes. Okay.
Anthony, do you teach some classes that are listed on your website or anything that people that they can't, if they can't travel, they can still get a class from you?
Yeah. You mean online?
Yeah, online.
I'm not teaching online just yet. I need to get on the bandwagon with that. Unfortunately, that's.
I would take a class from you.
Okay.
Do you teach trance mediumship?
I have studied trance quite a bit. I haven't taught a trance class yet, but that's on my calendar.
And it will be on mine if you do that.
Okay. See, this is new beginnings for me.
And I like how you said that how it was tied into the chakras too, the different clairs. I never had that realization either.
Well, yeah, we're working, psychically, when you're working as a psychic, it takes more energy out of you to work in the psychic realm than it does the mediumistic realm. And they're completely different because I'm projecting my energy gently forward and then blending in the person's auric field in front of me, right? And I'm able to see everything from their past and who they are today. I may connect with their spirit guide, and that spirit guide will tell me a lot about that person. But it takes a lot of energy for me to keep that going because I'm not using cards or anything. Okay.
Right.
So that when I'm projecting the energy higher towards the spirit world, I'm gently blending and expanding my auric field, and then they drop their energy down and connect with me. That energy has a buzz to it, so that'll give me a high when I'm doing mediumship. So it doesn't take as much energy for me as the medium to waste, like my energy is not wasted when I'm connecting with spirit for someone who's lived here in the physical world. But I have to sustain that power and stay in that connection the entire time, which that does take some technique. So like if you're demonstrating as a medium in front of an audience and you're up there for an hour and a half, you don't have a point stick in a drop screen. It's just you and spirit. So you have to make sure that you keep your power sustained to spirit that entire time. Now I'm usually up there for 2 hours. So people go, I don't know how you could do it for 2 hours. I'm like, I love it. So,
you love that high, and I understand that high.
Yeah. Well, good. I also just love what I do because to me, it's just giving back and healing and giving comfort to those in the audience. So anyway, but yeah, so psychic, you're using more energy. Okay.
Yeah. Okay. I think we have time for one more, and Stacia would also like a trance class. So we're going to kick you in the booty. You need to start doing that stuff, Anthony, so we can take that from you.
Okay. You got it.
Okay. And, Kay Weezy wondered if any of his, if there was a message from him. He has a lot of people that have passed. He wants a message. Yeah.
Kay Weezy, you said?
I think it's Weezy, but I could be wrong.
Okay.
Kay Weezy.
And what is his first name?
It's on the screen right there, K, and then Wheezy.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Okay. All right. So I have an older gentleman who steps forward. I know he makes me aware that he is your grandfather. I know that you would have had a very close relationship with him, because I know that when you look at your life currently, that you are able to that you're able to relate to the things of how he would have done them or what he would say to you. There's a lot of pride in this gentleman, and I know that whatever you do for work, which I feel like you're fixing things to do things for work, you're fixing or or building things. It's either done the right way or don't do it at all. That's, there's a lot of pride. Really, I think it's so important to teach other people that, and that's what he says, because, I feel in this country we've lost some pride to what we're doing. Like a lot of us have lost. We're not putting our best in what we're doing. I'm not saying everyone, but there are a lot of people who are maybe stuck, and they just kind of, it's just a job and blah, 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 blah. And so my dad used to say to me, because my parents owned a bar and restaurant business for 30 years, and they were like, you know what, if you're not cleaning that bathroom and cleaning that toilet and scrubbing everything the right way, you're going to do it over. And this is how this gentleman is he's like, I'll make you do it over if it's not done right. Okay. Which side? I would love to hear from my dad or my grandpa, both granddads in heaven. Which granddad? Something to music. Which side is it on? Okay. Okay, so it's the grandfather who plays the string instrument. So I feel like it's either banjo or I saw banjo. I don't get banjo very much, but it could be guitar. But I feel it's a string instrument. And there is a lot of like folk songs. Like I feel like there's folk songs. And I also feel there's something cultural. There's like some cultural background to the music, having to do with, I don't know if it's Scottish or Irish, or it's something like that. Scottish, Irish, English, but it's, to me, Wales, it has this kind of like, that kind of feel to it. Someone plays harmonica as well, and my grandfather used to play harmonica, so that's why first time harmonicas come through in a reading. So, but harmonica, because I'm holding it, right? Does he understand all that?
He's not tuning in, so I don't know.
And there seems to be more family members playing instruments too, besides the two grandfathers. So, yeah. I feel like there's somebody joining in the family, because I feel like there's 3 or 4 people playing. Just to let you know that they are both over there, so they both know each other. I know that one, I'm going to say both of them were in the military. I feel they both were in the military. At first I got one. Yeah, they both were in the military. So they're veterans of the military. Is that correct?
Confirmations.
And one of them would, I think, smoke a pipe. So I'm getting the pipe smoke. Anyhow, I just want to say what they want to say about you. So your work, and you must be, I think, also self-employed, or you're thinking about self-employed. If you're not, you should. But I kind of get this self-employment, and you're doing a great job at what you're doing. You're meticulous about everything, they say. And sometimes annoying to other people, but don't worry about them. So don't worry about them. You just do supposed to do. You're the leader. Always know that you're the leader, but everybody has to learn from you. You understand? So always know that you are doing a great job, and they just want to applaud you. And how much they send their love to you and your family. So there's other brothers that you have and a sister, and so they want to send the love to them as well. Okay, so I leave that with you. Does that make any sense? Oh, he says, yeah, Dad was in the Army. Okay.
And he does music also.
Okay, so it was Dad in the Army. I thought it was just one. Okay, I should have stuck with that. I'm sorry. I was questioning it. Remember, it was either one or both of them. I said both, but I think it's just one. Okay.
You had 50% chance.
Yeah, but you know, yes.
Okay. We're kind of over, but we started late. Can I do one more question?
Sure, let's do one more, and we'll wrap it up.
Are you sure? Because I know you got some.
No, I'm good.
Party that you're going to.
Oh yeah.
Okay.
I ain't got time yet.
Okay. So Ariel Garfield would love to have a reading if anything comes through. Ariel.
Her name is Ariel. Okay.
Or Ariel. Yeah. Ariel Garfield. Ariel Garfield.
Okay. Well, the first thing the first thing comes to mind for me in the family is that you must be like, is it second generation or third generation in the country? Because I feel like your family, came here, and maybe even less than third generation, maybe it's second generation. But I feel like there's this whole connection from over the water. Okay. And there's relatives here who want to step forward. And I get grandmother, but I also get, I think, a sister too, who is a great aunt. So the two ladies want to come together. So they're both here together. So that's grandmother and her sister. And they're speaking a language. So there's a dialect here. And there's all this culture and pride and just family-oriented stuff with the family. It seems like it's a good-sized family as well. Let's see. Now, you probably would have only met her when you were younger, I think, because I feel she tells me there's some age difference in either like maybe your parents having you later in life, or maybe that there was an age difference between siblings and you were later. There's something about the age difference. So with that being said, you would have only known her when you were younger. So she would have passed when you were younger. Like I would say maybe a teenager. Okay. Does that resonate at all? She goes, oh, I can relate. My mother and my great aunt, I never met. Not sure what language. Oh, so you didn't meet them. Okay. What's very interesting is that a lot of people still talk about them all the time. So it's almost like you do know them. Because I said, well, why did you say, where are you coming? And they're like, because people are still talking about us, she says. And there's a great sense of humor in your family as well. It's really, really funny. And you must look a lot like your grandmother because there's a similarity. She says, you're me. And that's what it is. She says they talk about her a lot because they always say you're like grandma, you're like her. So you look like her in mannerisms and personality. So that's what she says. Yeah, and she considers herself the matriarch of the family, so everyone still talks about her. Okay. Now,
she says that makes sense.
Okay, good. And so much humor. Yes, there is. About realistic things. There's a dry sense of humor, and people like in your family can laugh about each other. And there's memories of this where when you all get together, you have such a great time. Okay.
She just found out she was adopted at birth.
Okay, but doesn't she look like her grandmother though? Because I'm going to say there's something like when I see grandma and I see her, I see there's a similarity. If you take a look at pictures of your grandmother when she was younger and then look at you, there's this, it's almost
very uncanny.
Yeah.
Yes, I do. Ha ha. It's crazy.
Oh, good. Oh, thank God, Spirit. I was trying to look like a fool here.
Not you, though.
Thank you, Spirit. Anyway, I know I have to sometimes go, oh my gosh, am I going to go down the spiral? No, I'm not. What's very interesting is I see little kind of twinkles of light going on here in the room, which is really cool. It just sparkles up every once in a while, so I know they're excited. Now there's she's going to tell me, she says you're going on a trip, on a vacation coming up that you're saving up for, and I feel like, to me it feels like Europe. All right.
Nice.
Like you're getting to go on this trip that, and seems like everybody's planning and going, or there's a group going, because I know you're not going by yourself. She's going to be on that trip with you, so just know that. And you're going to be on the trip. You're going to be on a boat. She says, like almost like one of those tour boats or a ferry or something. What else does she have to say? Now you take the ferry to the island, possibly to an island. Yeah, there's like a ferry that you're going to get on to the island. Now I don't know. She's not showing me what that is. But also too, to change gears just a bit, you must have been an extremely a person that was into theater. Because I want to tell you, she talks about your theater performances, and she's been with you, watching you doing your theater. I mean, it's pretty cool. Are you a theater major, or have you been studying theater?
Let her, give her a sec. She'll be with you. But I want to tell you something else she said. I just got goosebumps when you mentioned your lights. I've been talking about wanting to go to Europe, but nothing's set in stone.
Okay. Well, the spirit world does know your ideas. Okay. They can hear your thoughts. They know your feelings. And so this trip to go to Europe is a must. I'm just going to tell you, you have to go on this. And it's going to be, as she says, if you're going to go for, an extra week. Don't go for just a week or two. Like you're going to need to go there and spend really good time. So just know it's coming up. I also feel too that there's some money coming to you for whatever reason. I'm not going to go into that right now, but I do feel there's going to be some type of money coming. It's like inheritance or something that's been gifted to you. So that might be the trigger to get you to go.
Good.
So, but never did theater, a creative photographer. You never did theater. Huh. There must be somebody else in your family that does theater, though, or did a lot of theater. Because, and if you do creative, do you do things with your photography on stage? Because I see the stage. That's why I thought it was theatrical. Because I keep showing the curtain and the stage. So I don't know if you are, maybe doing photography for different bands or performances or something, but I see the stage. I don't know.
Okay, well, we'll find out what that is.
But I know you're really good at what you do. And
she said her son's doing a talent show next week on a stage.
oh, there you go. That's theater. That's theater.
And that's brave too for him to be in a talent show. Trust me.
Yeah.
Retired school teacher. That's brave.
This grandmother is going to be there. I'm telling you, like I just know that there's something to do with the theater. It's coming up, or what it might have been in the past, but let me ask her again about this, because this sounds too confusing. Let me just get more specific. Actually, okay. I said to her, I feel wishy-washy because you're showing me the theater and you're talking about her, but it's not about her, it's her son. This is the beginning for his stage performance going forward. So whatever he does with talent is going to open up the doors for, I mean, he's probably going to be on stage more in his life than you can imagine. So that's what she says. Something's opening the door with theater and stage. So I'm going to leave it there.
Okay. Anthony, you're amazing. You know that.
Well, I don't know about amazing, but I try to do the best I can possibly be.
That's all you can do in life, is always try to do your best.
Yeah, exactly. It's you're trying to get as much details and as much information from spirit. If it's not making sense, go back to spirit, try to figure it out. That's how you work on your craft is going back there. Yeah. Again, showing me the sun and on the stage, and also more stage performances going forward. By chance, does he play in a band? Because I keep seeing, earlier I mentioned, I thought you were doing photography of different bands on stage. Potentially you'll be taking, if he plays in the band, you'll be taking pictures of him on stage, because I just keep seeing this over and over again.
Okay. I just want to tell you, Anthony, that Kiwizi really thanked you for the reading. And Michael Christopher said he enjoyed the live, and thank you again for the reading also.
Kay Wesley Jones said, you made my day, and yes, I am a leader. Yeah, stay with your leadership, because you're really good. He says, I'm a leader, not a follower.
Okay, well, we're gonna kind of tie the bow on this right now, Anthony. And we're gonna have some love from my husband right now, some love from Bono.
Okay.
About what he has been saying in the background to me. He said, don't live in the world of what ifs. What if I did this? What if that? What if I had made that choice, not this choice? He said, stand in your power. You have no idea how powerful you are. Test the waters. Look within yourself. Because you look within yourself. Because you do hold so much power, and you know the answers.
Oh.
My hubby.
Oh, that's lovely.
He's a beautiful man.
Yes. And we have to realize that even though our loved ones, have transitioned to the spirit world, we have to remember they're very much alive. Their consciousness still continues, and their physical body is no longer here, but they're very much alive. And so when we as mediums communicate with them, we have to respect them, just like I'm respecting you and all of you here in the audience. The continuation of life is proven through mediumship, and the healing and the comfort is given from the spirit world to us to move forward in our lives, so that we're not stuck. Sometimes we're stuck in relationships in the past, and they really want us to be happy to be able to move forward. It doesn't mean you don't want to let them go from your heart or forget about them, but you do have to move out of your sorrow, and they only want joy for us, right? So always remember that.
I know that's true. And you're not directing that at me, I hope, Anthony.
No, but it's just, it's good to, it's a good reiteration for everybody, because, you do have to move forward. You do. And they want that for us. They really do. But anyhow, our love never dies.
Love never dies.
Love never dies. Yes.
And I think, to tell you the truth, when that person passes, the love that you receive is amplified compared to what you have here.
Yeah. I think when you are, it is amplified. I feel that because you are connecting more with your heart, because you're remembering those experiences that you shared with your loved ones. And so it's heartfelt.
Yeah, very heartfelt.
Yeah. Well, Karen, thank you so much for having me on the show again. And
I love having you, but I want to ask you something, but not put you on the spot.
Okay.
Because you were talking about the sing. Oh God, what was it, Anthony? About the healing with the bowls.
Yeah, sound healing.
Can you do a live where you give a sound healing to the whole group?
Well, yeah, you can. I don't, in my personal opinion, when I've experienced it, I don't feel you. I don't think you feel it from the other side by watching it. You're not getting the vibration as much. You're still getting the vibrational energy, because I usually do guided meditations with mine. And sometimes I don't speak at all. So, but people tell me they feel it all the time. And now I have never done one online, because like I said, I haven't done a class online. However, I know other people always say that they have joined guided meditations and watched healing bowls, and I've done it. And energy is energy. It's the energy that you're putting out. People feel the energy. So yeah, I think you're going to get more of it though when you're in person. I mean, to me, but when you're working with the sound healing, you're putting out energy. So it's like when I'm doing a reading for someone on the phone or on Zoom, it's the same energy if you were sitting in front of me.
Right.
And people, so many clients don't understand that. They're like, well, I feel like I need to be here to get the good reading. And I'm like, no, I mean, frankly, sometimes I do better readings when they're not here. I mean, I don't know. Not really. I mean, I'm just being funny. But it doesn't matter. It's the same energy. When we are working as mediums, we're working with energy. We're all energy. Your energy, I'm energy, the table's energy, our pets are energy. Everything that's created on the earth has energy. So
Kelly is in the background, letting you know that it'll hit us differently, but it's still very beautiful. So
okay.
She's pushing for some sound healing.
Now I'm going to have to do trance mediumship, sound healing, psychic classes.
And do more classes online, because seriously.
Yeah. I have in-person classes. Like if you're all interested, I have in-person classes in Colorado. I'll be there for 2 weeks teaching in Denver. And then also at Lilydale in New York, which is near Buffalo. So I'll be there for 2 weeks as well teaching. I got 5 classes. One class is a 2-day class. So excited.
Anthony, pure pleasure having you. And think the audience loves you too, just as much as I do.
Oh, well, thank you, everyone. I really appreciate it. And it's been a pleasure being here today.
And now he's got a party he's going to.
Yeah, I'm going to a Kentucky Derby party, so I have to change clothing. You know, I'm not usually a Kentucky Derby type, but I got talked into going, so I
think you're going to have a grand time.
It's going to be fun.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, I've got my hat, my sport jacket, my bow tie, my gingham shirt. I'm ready.
You're going to have a good time. Okay, Anthony, thank you so much for your time.
Thank you for having me. Much appreciated.
Okay, thank you. Bye-bye.
Bye-bye.